pray for Government of India should do the labor and leave land reforms, to consult with state governments and stakeholders to attract more foreign direct investment, to enhance technology transfer from developed countries for achieve global technologies capabilities in India. This article comes in Times of India on 5th October 2025. It is written by Swaminathan S. Ecclesiastes Iyer. I thanks both of them. Foreign investors see impressive things in India. It is the fastest growing major economy with political stability, a young population, a large domestic market, and robust growth prospects. Yet India remains a paradox. It can attract much more foreign investment, but it will not. India's demographic divide gives it an expanding workforce when workforces elsewhere, notably China, are shrinking dramatically. It has a target of becoming a high-income country by 2047, the centenary of its independence. This will require 8% of GDP growth, well above the 6.5% projected in all recent economic surveys. Foreign direct investment into the country rose to $11 billion in July, the highest in over 4 years, according to data released by the Reserve Bank of India recently. It can attract more, but politics, history, and vested interest intrude. Consider the sheer weight of regulations. A Teamless report found that setting up a standalone solar panel plant requires 2,735 compliances. Almost 40% of these are labor-related, although such plants employ little labor. There are calls for second-generation reforms in politically difficult areas like labor, environment, and land acquisition. But even first-generation reforms lifting controls and permits are far from complete. Organized labor is expensive as compared with other Asian countries because of generous benefits. Many companies have 30 days paid leave, 15 days casual leave, 15 days sick leave, and 6-month maternity leave, as well as substantial contribution to every employee, provident fund, pension scheme, and gratuity. No political party dares prune these perks. In its first term, the NDA government introduced a radical land acquisition bill, which was soon withdrawn because of massive resistance within and without the party. Land acquisition delayed the Mumbai-Ahmedabad bullet train, and it is now expected to be ready only by end 2027. Farm reforms in the NDA second term were met with year-long protest and has to be abandoned. Labor reforms and farm reforms made without consult state governments and stakeholders. So NDA government not able to make this legislation. Each attempt at change reveals the same truth. Reforms create losses in the short run, while benefits occur only later. Jean-Claude Juncker, former head of the European Commission, once said, "We all know what needs to be done. We just don't know how to get re-elected after doing it." So this government, like his predecessors, choose continuity over disruption. If 6.5% growth is enough to secure re-election, why risk pursuing 8% of growth that could alienate farmers, labor unions, and domestic big business? Political spending in India is massive. Politicians contesting an election in Andhra Pradesh or Telangana cost 40 crores rupees. How is this financed? The more the permission and clearances, the more the kickbacks. There is an unwritten policy of Korean-style chopolization. Korea kept up to foreign investor and promoted national champions. India appears to be moving in that direction. Foreign investors don't want to enter sector where they fear the government may ensure an Indian winner. The Swadesi Jagran Manch, an affiliate of the RSS, has always opposed foreign investment and favored national champions. It bar prefers the Korean model to the Western one of the free trade and investment. Geopolitics complicates things further. Press Note 3, introduced during the pandemic, explicitly restrict foreign direct investment from countries sharing land borders, effective China. Yet China is now the largest source of foreign investment and technological capability, much as the US once was. Chinese companies are investing massive sums in other Southeast Asian countries, but press Note 3 thwart them in India. The government has hinted that it is considering easing curb in Press Note 3 to allow Chinese investment in not strategic areas following the Trump tariff, and that would be a welcome move. Likewise, India has refused to join the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, even though it would have linked Indian industry to Asian supply chains. Other nations, Vietnam, Malaysia, Mexico, have capitalized on China Plus One diversification, while India has largely missed out, focusing instead on becoming Atmanirbhar. Foreigners also worry about institutional reliability. India's dispute resolution and bankruptcy process remain very slow. Historical episodes from Enron failed power project to retrospective taxation in the Vodafone and Gairan energy cases highlight the lack of sanctity of contract. India could reform land, labor and capital market. It could join global trade network. It could guarantee a level playing field for all investors. But doing so would create some losers. Farmers would face global competition, labor unions would protest, and domestic champions might lose privileged access. But India should grow as a developed nation with inclusive growth. Bible talks about FDI attraction and technology transfer from developed economics in Ecclesiastes chapter 2 verse 21. When there is a man who has labored with wisdom and knowledge and with skill.